In the late 1950s, the Soviet Union developed a spaceplane called Spiral. It was a multi-purpose vehicle, at once an interceptor, a bomber, and a reconnaissance vehicle. And while Spiral never flew, a half-scale test vehicle called BOR-4 did fly, and its legacy extends today. In 1976, the Soviet Union decided to build its own space shuttle, a spacecraft that came to be known as Buran. In developing Buran, Soviet engineers benefited greatly from the publicly available data NASA released in developing its own space shuttle. In particular, data from the thermal protection system, the system that keeps a spacecraft from burning up in the Earth's atmosphere as it re-enters from orbit. But the Soviets took the development of Buran's thermal protection system a step further. They actually tested it with small-scale vehicles coming back from orbit, and they used BOR-4 as the testbed. It turned out that this half-scale spiral spaceplane had the same nose configuration and outline as Buran. Fitted with Buran's system of tiles, felt insulation, and reinforced carbon-carbon over top of Spiral's original heat shield, and loaded with thermocouples, velocity sensors, pressure sensors, and sensors to measure the wing angle of BOR-4's descent, the test article was launched into orbit from the Kapustin Yar Cosmodrome on June 3, 1983. It splashed down into the Indian Ocean later that day, the first of 4 orbital test flights in support of the Buran program. BOR-4's recovery from the Indian Ocean was actually photographed by the Australian military. The nation had sent planes out to see what the Soviet Union was doing so far south. When the pictures reached the United States, American intelligence wrongly assumed that BOR-4 was a half-scale or small-scale Buran space shuttle. But the pictures were also of interest outside the intelligence community. Engineers at NASA's Langley Research Center thought the shape was quite interesting and duplicated it in small scale. Gradually, engineers honed the design to develop the HL-20 lifting body vehicle. HL stands for horizontal landing. In the early 1990s, HL-20 was considered as an escape system for astronauts on the space station Freedom. In the late 1990s, the Orbital Sciences Corporation considered using the HL-20 as a second space shuttle, another vehicle that NASA could use to get astronauts to and from Earth orbit, but the program was abandoned in 2003 after the Columbia disaster. The HL-20 shape was picked up for a third time in the mid-2000s by the Sierra Nevada Corporation. It serves as the inspiration for the company's Dream Chaser spacecraft, which is one of 3 vehicles NASA is currently funding as part of its Commercial Crew program. The flights of BOR-4 happened in space, and the flights of its distant descendants might still happen in space. Are there any topics you would like to see covered? Leave a comment below.